All right, so I'm going to do my third demo now with charcoal. I want you to see that I have one area that I've done with the graphite as a demo, one area that I've done as ink, and now I'm going to do this upper area in charcoal. I don't want you to do this on your drawing. This is simply a demo. I want you to choose ink or graphite or charcoal and do the whole drawing in that material. But for right now, I am just going to show you, rather than do 3 of these drawings, I am going to just combine all 3. I hope that's clear. So I'm going to start off by just rubbing down some charcoal, some vine charcoal, by the way, inside of that area, not across the whole surface. And I am going to then work with I'm done with my vine charcoal. I don't think I'll need my compressed. I might use my rubbing stick. Here's my eraser, and I've got my charcoal pencil. So I am going to pick up where I left off over here. There's this nice little sort of curl that I saw before that I want to leave, and I'm just going to come in a little bit tighter here with the graphite, because that's what I was using on that part. And I'm going to be coming around this now with ink. There's that little curly cue I was drawing. And this goes into sort of a triangular area here, which is this fleshy little bit, and then comes across. I've got a pretty nice little dark hole happening right in through here. So I can do darker or lighter just by varying the pressure on my graphite, on my charcoal pencil. And this has a little bit of shadow in it too. You can see the difference in the value by how hard or soft I'm bearing down with this. And then this area is pretty much in charcoal. This stays in light. There's some dark underneath here. There's a sort of a darker hole underneath this area. And this dark area continues in through here. There's an edge, a nice edge across here. That's this edge. It's got a little bit of a tooth to it. And this really comes almost up to the top. This ends about right here. I've got these really nice little sort of holes that are happening. I'm not quite sure. I've never really looked at a butternut squash this closely before. Some of the dots are going horizontal, others are going more vertical. So I want to pay attention. I also want to remind myself that I'm blowing these little holes up. They're very tiny here, but when they get put on my paper here, they should be a little bit bigger. So I realize you're looking at this mess of marks and stuff up here and thinking, oh my God, looks like a nightmare. But again, I want you to, get most of them in, but it's not about getting every single little thing in. You want to do your best to replicate directions, replicate the color of the value of the color, I mean, and to get things about in the right place. See this hole? That's about right in through here. So actually it's up a little bit more. This one right there, that's this little hole. That kind of helps guide me. Like if that's this one, there's another little one there. There's a teeny tiny little one across there. I've got another one in through here on this side, a few more little ones in through there, longer ones right in through here. So I'm playing with it. I'm also really paying attention to my surface. trying to see where the marks are, what shape the marks are, what shapes the different parts of the fruit are. There's a little bit of darker value along this side. All right, so that's how I'm going to build that up. Then I'm going to take my rubbing stick again, and hopefully I don't have the graphite end done here. I should have one end for graphite, one end for charcoal. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm going to rub these down, and what happens is you lose a little bit of the feeling of the charcoal, and it just becomes a nice value. And again, once this is dirty, you can also make some marks with it. It won't last long. You'll need to come back in. But there might be some holes that are lighter, some holes that are darker. Some are closer together. Some are farther apart. And it's a back and forth, you know. I need to work with my charcoal pencil. I need to work with my rubbing stick and just go back and forth on that. Shadow, there's some really good shadow in through here. Meets up with the ink there. So the flesh, I'm just going to rub that out a little bit. And again, remember, you can always make, a little pile of charcoal dust over here and grab some if you want to make a value out and through here. There's a little bit of texture on the paper from the vine charcoal in the paper. I'm not too worried about that. Just the nature of the materials. And again, I want to have a distance between the edge of the skin of the object and the flesh. And I'm going to use my eraser again to pull this value, that lighter value that happens, very, very light orange that happens between the skin and the meat of the fruit. So can you see how that's starting to come together? So again, remember, I don't want you to do the fruit in 3 different kinds of materials. I want you to pick either graphite or ink or charcoal to do this with. And I'll show you at the end a final picture of the piece.